Hello and welcome to your YouTube channel. Take a deep breath with me. In and out. It's arguably the most fundamental thing your body does, moment to moment, without you even having to think about it. But have you ever truly paused to appreciate the intricate dance happening inside you with every single inhale and exhale? In this video, we're going on a fascinating journey through the incredible human respiratory system. We'll uncover its hidden secrets, understand how it works in simple terms, and discover why it's so vital for your very existence. Get ready to have your mind blown by the brilliance of your own breath. At its core, the respiratory system has two major jobs: bringing in oxygen and getting rid of carbon dioxide. But why are these gases so important? Think of your body as a massive city, and every cell is a tiny factory. These factories need a constant supply of energy to build, repair, and operate. This energy is produced through a process called cellular respiration, and oxygen is absolutely essential for it. Without oxygen, your cells can't produce enough energy, and the factories would shut down. Now, just like factories produce waste, cellular respiration produces a waste gas, carbon dioxide. If this carbon dioxide builds up in your body, it can become toxic. So, the respiratory system is like the city's ventilation system, constantly bringing in fresh air and expelling harmful fumes. Our journey begins where the air enters our body, sometimes the mouth. While both work, the nose is truly the superior entry point. Inside your nasal passages, you have a sophisticated filtering and conditioning system. Tiny hairs, called cilia, and a sticky lining of mucus work together like a natural air purifier. They trap dust, pollen, bacteria, and other unwanted particles, preventing them from reaching your delicate lungs. But there's more. Your nose also warms and humidifies the incoming air. This is crucial because cold, dry air can irritate and damage your sensitive lung tissues. So, your nose makes sure the air is just right before it goes further. From the nose or mouth, air passes through the pharynx, or throat, a common passageway for both food and air. Then, it moves into the larynx, often called your voice box. This is where your vocal cords are located, allowing you to speak, sing, and shout. Below the larynx, we find the trachea, famously known as the windpipe. This isn't just a simple tube, it's a sturdy pipe made of C-shaped rings of cartilage. These rings are incredibly important because they keep the trachea open and prevent it from collapsing, ensuring a clear pathway for air at all times. Imagine a large tree trunk. The trachea is that trunk. As we move deeper into the chest, the trachea branches into two main limbs, one for each lung. These are called the primary bronchi. Inside the lungs, these primary bronchi continue to divide and subdivide, much like the branches of a tree becoming smaller and smaller twigs. These increasingly tiny tubes are called bronchioles. Unlike the trachea and larger bronchi, bronchioles have smooth muscle in their walls. This muscle can constrict or relax, controlling how much air flows into different parts of the lungs, a bit like tiny air traffic controllers. Finally, we arrive at the stars of our show, your lungs. These remarkable, spongy, and highly elastic organs are nestled safely within your rib cage. You have two lungs, a left and a right, with the left being slightly smaller to accommodate your heart. And what makes these lungs so efficient? It's their incredible internal structure. At the very end of those tiny bronchioles are millions of microscopic air sacs, the true workhorses of the respiratory system, called alveoli. Think of the alveoli as tiny, incredibly thin-walled balloons, clustered together like grapes. There are an astounding 300 to 500 million of them in your lungs. If you were to unroll and spread out all your alveoli, they would cover an area roughly the size of a tennis court. That's how much surface area there is for gas exchange. Each one of these alveoli is intricately wrapped in a dense network of extremely thin blood vessels called capillaries. This is the magic moment. The walls of both the alveoli and the capillaries are incredibly thin, often just one cell thick. This allows for rapid diffusion, where oxygen from the inhaled air easily passes across these thin membranes into your bloodstream. Simultaneously, carbon dioxide, the waste product carried by your blood, diffuses from the capillaries back into the alveoli, ready to be exhaled. It's a perfectly orchestrated gas swap at a microscopic level. So, once oxygen has made its way into your bloodstream at the alveoli, how does it get all the way to your brain, your muscles, and every other cell that needs it? And how does carbon dioxide get back to the lungs? This is where your amazing blood steps in as the body's ultimate delivery service. The primary transporter of oxygen is a special protein found in your red blood cells called hemoglobin. Hemoglobin is incredibly good at binding to oxygen molecules. When oxygen enters the blood in the lungs, it quickly latches onto hemoglobin, forming something called oxyhemoglobin. This allows your blood to carry a huge amount of oxygen, far more than if it were just dissolved in the blood plasma. Now, for carbon dioxide, the waste product. It travels back to the lungs in a few different forms. About 7% is simply dissolved directly in the plasma, the liquid part of your blood. Another 23% binds to hemoglobin, though at a different site than oxygen. But the largest portion, about 70%, is transported as bicarbonate ions. This is a clever way the body manages carbon dioxide, allowing for its efficient transport and also helping to regulate the blood's pH balance. This constant, efficient two-way street of gas transport by your blood is what keeps every single cell in your body functioning correctly. We've explored where the air goes and how gases are exchanged, but how do we actually pull air in and push it out? This is where the mechanics of breathing come into play, primarily driven by a remarkable muscle, the diaphragm. The diaphragm is a large, dome-shaped muscle located at the base of your lungs, separating your chest cavity from your abdominal cavity. When you inhale, your diaphragm contracts and flattens, moving downwards. At the same time, muscles between your ribs, called the intercostal muscles, contract, pulling your rib cage up and outwards. These actions dramatically increase the space and volume inside your chest cavity. Think of it like pulling back the plunger on a syringe. When the volume increases, the air pressure inside your lungs drops. Since air naturally flows from an area of higher pressure to an area of lower pressure, outside air rushes into your lungs, filling them up. When you exhale, the process is mostly passive. Your diaphragm simply relaxes and moves upwards, and your intercostal muscles relax, allowing your rib cage to move down and inwards. This decreases the volume inside your chest cavity, increasing the pressure within your lungs, which then gently forces the air out. For a more forceful exhale, like when you blow out candles, additional abdominal and chest muscles kick in to push more air out. While we breathe automatically, our lungs have different capacities for air. The amount of air you breathe in and out during a normal, relaxed breath is called your tidal volume. It's usually around half a liter for an adult, but you can take a much deeper breath, right? The extra air you can inhale above your normal tidal volume is your inspiratory reserve volume. And similarly, the extra air you can force out after a normal exhale is your expiratory reserve volume. Even after you've exhaled as much as you possibly can, there's always some air left in your lungs. This is called the residual volume, and it's important because it prevents your lungs from completely collapsing and allows for continuous gas exchange. The sum of these volumes makes up your lung capacities, like your vital capacity, which is the maximum amount of air you can move in and out of your lungs in one breath. What's truly remarkable is that most of this intricate breathing process happens without you even thinking about it. Your brain, specifically an area called the brainstem, acts as your body's automatic breathing control center. This control center continuously monitors the levels of gases in your blood, particularly carbon dioxide. Specialized sensors, called chemoreceptors, located in your arteries and brain, are highly sensitive to changes in carbon dioxide and pH. When carbon dioxide levels in your blood rise, which makes your blood slightly more acidic, these sensors send urgent signals to your brainstem. In response, your brainstem sends commands to your diaphragm and intercostal muscles, telling them to contract more frequently and forcefully. This is why you start breathing faster and deeper when you've been exercising. Your body needs to get rid of that excess carbon dioxide. It's an incredibly precise and life-saving feedback loop. While the respiratory system is incredibly robust, it's also susceptible to various issues. Conditions like asthma, where the airways constrict, or bronchitis, and inflammation of the bronchial tubes can make breathing difficult. Infections like pneumonia and the common cold also directly affect our respiratory health. Long-term exposure to pollutants, especially cigarette smoke, can cause severe and irreversible damage to the lungs, leading to diseases like emphysema and chronic bronchitis, collectively known as COPD. So, how do we protect this vital system? The best advice is straightforward. Avoid smoking at all costs. Regular exercise strengthens your breathing muscles and improves lung capacity. Staying hydrated, eating a balanced diet, and avoiding known allergens or irritants can also make a significant difference. And simple deep breathing exercises can even help improve lung function and reduce stress. From the filtering hairs in your nose to the millions of gas-exchanging alveoli, and the powerful, tireless diaphragm, your respiratory system is a masterpiece of biological engineering. It's a silent, constant worker, providing the very fuel that powers your life. Every breath you take is a testament to its incredible design and efficiency. We hope this deep dive has given you a newfound appreciation for this amazing part of your body. If you found this journey into the human respiratory system fascinating, please give this video a thumbs up, share it with someone who might learn from it, and subscribe to our channel for more exciting explorations into the wonders of science. What other topics would you like us to explain in simple terms? Let us know in the comments below.